Today about the first interesting state we're going to be talking about. Well, we talked about Alaska and Alabama already. The third state in alphabetical order is Arizona. Arizona will become a very important state in the future. Arizona's political future will basically be very uncertain. So, last election, Arizona barely voted blue. This was Arizona on the map. And of course, Alabama and Alaska will both say Fred. But the political future of Arizona is very, very, very strange. Okay? Unlike Texas and Florida, which are now turning a hard turn to the right after, of course, Joe Biden's failed presidency, well, Arizona is a state that is very strange. We haven't really had any special elections or anything out of Arizona. Okay? We have had special elections out of Florida, and of course special elections out of course, Texas. And Republicans had a massive gain. Of course, we had Virginia as well, and of course New Jersey. Everybody thought those were just flukes. But what is the political future of Arizona? Will Arizona be an important blue state, or will it just be a swing state, or will it trend back to the Republican side? And Biden winning it was just a fluke, just like Obama winning Indiana was just a fluke, because Romney went to go on and win Indiana anyways. But the future of Arizona is a very strange state. So Arizona is a really much faster growing state. Arizona has around 7.2 million people. 7.2 million people live in Arizona. But there is one place that basically dictates Arizona's elections. That is, of course, Maricopa County. Maricopa County is around 4.485 million people, and is basically the largest voter base in Arizona. This is the county that, if someone wants to campaign in Arizona, they're going to have to try to win Maricopa County. I think it's going to be a swing county. I don't think it's going to be one of those counties where it's going to just continue getting more blue. Because Maricopa is a very large county compared to places like Cook County and Los Angeles County and, of course, all of New York's boroughs. Maricopa County is a very big county. This is the size of Maricopa County. It's massive. Phoenix, which is only around 1.6 million people, is only one small part of Maricopa County. Maricopa County is full of rural, suburban, and urban areas. Yes. Maricopa County basically has it all. It has Scottsdale and Phoenix, and Mesa, which are all very large cities in Arizona, and most of the area is urban, with the exception of the far eastern portion of the state, which are very much rural parts of the state, essentially. And most of the people live around here. Phoenix, Paradise Valley, and all these areas. Maricopa County, unlike other city counties, is a very diverse county. Most of the suburbs in Maricopa County are the counties that people are going to need to watch in the future. The suburban parts of Maricopa are the areas that people are going to need to watch because they are the most important part to winning Maricopa County. Phoenix has always been voting blue for a while, but the rest of Maricopa County does not really vote for Democrats. So it's really Phoenix and a couple other blue areas versus the rest of the county. And that's why the county is going to become a bellwether county. Basically, whoever wins this county will win the election and will win the state. I think this county will become more of a bellwether county than it has in the past decade. Bellwether counties have basically changed in 2020, and now we have a lot of new bellwethers as well, including places like Pinellas County and Maricopa County, which again will get to Pinellas County and Florida. Maricopa County's demographics is basically the demographics of Arizona. Maricopa County, again, being the most populated part of Arizona, having the most people in Arizona. Well, this is the demographics of Arizona. White is around 60%. If you include non-Hispanic whites, that's around 53%. Hispanic or Latino of any race, which includes white Hispanics as well, is 40%. Black or African American is 5.9%. 4.6% Asian, 3.3% Native American, and of course 14.6% mixed race. Which again, I think is mostly the this is what's in the course of 2020 census. But of course, this is the current demographics. I think the county may trend red, but again, the city will probably limit that. And unless cities start trending more and more and more red, and there's an actual trend where city areas trend red, I don't like in Florida. I think that is basically what's gonna happen. A lot of cities that have been blue for a while have basically been, now turning red. Just look at Miami-Dade. Just look at even Jacksonville is now even going towards the Republicans, and Orlando is going towards the Republicans now, and of course, Hillsborough or Tampa is going towards the Republicans. And of course, this is the major demographics of the state, of the county. And if you include white Hispanics, I think white Hispanics will probably be around 70% of the state population then as well. And the problem with the Democrats is we don't know how the Hispanic trends will really go in the future. In 2020, there was a massive trend in Hispanic communities towards the Republican Party. Most of these trends have mostly been, and of course, more rural areas. For example, rural Texas and rural parts of, but even in more suburban and more city areas, for example, in Dallas, Austin, and of course, Miami-Dade County. Well, as the shift continuing into 2021 and 2022, it seems that in the next 10 decades, Arizona will basically become a swing state. It will swing. I think in 2024 become Republican again by a tilt margin. 2028, unless the Republican candidate is really, really hated, he'll probably stay in the Republican column. And when the next time the Democrats want a good candidate and a good campaign, it will basically flip. I think it will be like that for the next 20 years. Florida, however, we'll get to Florida someday, but I don't think, unless Arizona gets a Ron DeSantis like governor, I don't think Arizona will basically become a safe Republican state like Florida is. Ron DeSantis is a pretty good governor, contrary to what the Democrats like to tell you. He basically runs the state pretty well, and a lot of people like him. Again, the governor of Arizona is not too liked about the state, and the governor of Arizona is not really well too liked about the state throughout the state. So I think the state will basically be like the Midwest. The Midwest used to be not the basket's world. Used to be what people call the Blue Wall. This is the area of states that were basically very blue, and of course we had some states in the Midwest that always vote red. But this is basically the map of the Rust Belt / Midwest. These were the states that would always vote blue, no matter who. But in 2016, a lot of these states flipped, giving the Republicans a bigger numbers advantage in these states. We'll talk about the Midwest later. Most of the Midwest states are further down in the redder column. And I think the next state is probably Arkansas. And basically, Arkansas, I think it's the last state that starts with a letter A in the alphabetical order. Then we'll get to, oh, you gotta be kidding me, California? Oh, God, we're gonna have to talk about California soon. Yeah, the next state after Arkansas is California. But yeah, I think Arizona will be a swing state in the next 20 years. With the Hispanic trends being unknown, I think the Hispanic community will become more of a swing demographic, kind of like how white working class used to be. Because of course a lot of Hispanics tend to live in, of course, more cities. Of course, all the rural Hispanics, I think, near the southern border are going to continue to massively trend towards the Republican side. And of course, that's Joe Biden's his own fault for the border crisis, which is mostly in Texas and of course New Mexico, and actually any state near the border. And Arizona is a border state, so it is a state that might trend more Republican in the next 2 decades, but unlike the three other border states, which the next one is California, and the last one is Texas, because it's the last in, of course, the alphabetical order. Well, that's basically it about Arizona. So for the next 20 years, it will likely be a swing state. And basically, unlike Alabama and Alaska, its future is basically going to be like, it might swing, it's going to be like currently the Midwest, it's going to be basically a swing state. It might become the next border, where basically whoever wins Arizona will win the election. And Ohio, and Florida used to be. But those states are becoming red states. But I think Arizona will become like Ohio and Florida. Whoever wins Arizona will win the presidential election. So that's basically it about this video. Goodbye.